Hey beauty babes, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video is going to be very much so low key because I literally just got out of the shower and I wanted to make time to film this. I've got to go to the dentist and pick up my kids in 2 hours, so I'm gonna try my best not to ramble on and on. But today what I'm going to be doing is using some products from my monthly makeup basket. If you have not seen what's in my monthly makeup basket, because there's a lot more that I'm gonna in this basket than I am actually gonna be using today, I'll link that video, check it out if you're interested. But the products I wanted to use today are products that I want to give a second chance to. I put a lot of those type of products in my makeup basket this month where I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. Either they're second chance products that I didn't really like at first, or products that I just really do not remember what I think about them and I want to put them into use. And I figured that would make for a maybe interesting video, or at least so you guys can see them in action and hear my thoughts in action. And then as well, just to make this a little bit more interesting, I thought I would answer the assumptions that you guys have had on me. I did ask on Instagram and my community tab here and Facebook if you guys had any assumptions about me, and I would answer them because I've been really wanting to do that, like assumptions tag video kind of a thing. And then I asked on my Instagram if you guys would prefer me just to answer them straight up, or if you would like me to do it get ready with me style, and like 98% said get ready with me style. So that's what we're gonna do today. But the first thing I'm gonna use are, well actually I don't know if I'll use this one for my setting spray. These are from ColourPop. This one's a setting spray, this one's a priming spray, but I looked on the website, these aren't even available anymore, so I don't even know if it's worth really even mentioning them. I figured I might as well use them up because I have them, but I don't know. They're okay, but the spray on these are like intense. That's why I'm saying I don't know if I want to use it, but let me see if I, it's like, it's just crazy. I'll use the priming one, but I'm still going to use another primer on top of it, so I don't know if that really matters, but ugh, it just drenches me. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like I feel like I'm soaking wet now. It's kind of insane. All right, I'm going to kind of just let that sink in, and then I'm going to go over it with the Smashbox Primerizer, and I'm just going to get into like the assumption. So the first one I had, this one was asked on Instagram, and it says that you're a Christian. And yes, I am a Christian. I feel like that one's kind of like should be fairly obvious, but maybe not so much. I am a Christian. I do put, you know, Bible verses in the beginning of my videos, just because like I, you know, want to share my faith and my relationship with Christ in a way that's not like shoving it down people's throat, but also that it's not like I'm not ashamed to admit I'm a Christian and I'm not afraid to share, but I also want to be, you know, polite and respectful to other people. So, and I do realize that, you know, if people don't want to hear that or see that, they don't have to watch my channel or whatever, but I still believe in being, you know, respectful to others. I did used to also do these videos sharing a little bit more of my faith. They were what I called my naked vlogs, and those ones weren't necessarily like super all about just faith and Christianity and stuff like that. They were more so about like, you know, true beauty topics and things like that, and just helpful, encouraging, uplifting topics. And then I did share a lot of my faith in those videos, and I haven't done those videos in a long time, but they have been on my mind quite a bit and something that I have been really wanting to bring back to my channel. It's just that I don't know, something always stops me. I really want to. I have different topics that I would love to share, but something always kind of stops me from doing it. And I think some of it is a little bit like being not fearful, but maybe kind of, I don't know. Anyway, so I have been considering doing those again. I just, I hope to bring them back someday. Although if I do bring them back, I cannot call them naked vlogs anymore because they have been demonetized because of that title. The reason why I titled them naked vlogs is because I was doing them barefaced with no makeup. It was like my naked, like raw self. Even though this is a beauty channel, I wanted to focus on something that wasn't just the makeup side of beauty, but like true beauty, just your natural self beauty kind of thing. So, and I thought naked vlogs would be really catching, but YouTube doesn't seem to like that, so anyways. Okay, so now I'm gonna move into, oh, actually before I do my my foundation, I want to show you guys this. I remember talking about how I really liked this, but I couldn't quite remember exactly how I felt about it, so I want to put it in my makeup basket to use. Oh my god, I love this stuff. This is the It Cosmetics CC eye cream, and it's like a correcting eye cream, kind of like a concealer, but I guess I don't know, it's not necessarily called a concealer. This is so good, but it's literally almost gone. Like I felt like if I used it one more time, I would not be able to show it to you guys on camera, and I really wanted to show you guys on camera because it's really amazing. So it has this type of applicator. It's like a metal tip, and I'm gonna try to squeeze what I can out, and I love this stuff. I really want to repurchase. I was hoping it would be available at Ulta. I'm gonna have to try to like squeeze my best out, but it's not available on Ulta. As far as I know, you can only buy this on the It Cosmetics website, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do that. I'd rather purchase from Ulta. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys the results of this because it's so good. Okay, I literally just spent like 2 minutes trying to squeeze product out, and now it made a mess. So I'm gonna dab that on there. That's too much, but darn it. Apparently a lot more product in there than I thought, but I just could, it's really hard to get out. Oh my gosh. But look at this. Is that not amazing? Oh my gosh. And it has like a brightening effect to it. I love this so much. I pulled out another concealer to use too, but I might not even need to. Normally I would do my concealer after foundation, but I really want to show you guys like how good this is. Oh my gosh. I will probably just have to bite the bullet and purchase from the It Cosmetics website because this is amazing. This is so good. Look at that. The difference is amazing. So the next one is, you have always loved doing makeup. And so yes, I have always been somewhat into makeup in one way or another. When I was little, my mom used to sell Avon. This is actually way too much. And so I remember being like just a little girl and playing in makeup, and I just thought it was so much fun. And you know those like little tiny lipstick samples that the Avon ladies would get? Like I just remember loving having those and like putting on a bright red lipstick and just feeling so mature. As I got older, like into my like middle grade or middle school aged, you know, like 11, 12, 13. I wasn't always like happy with how like makeup actually looked on me, like mostly foundation. I just felt like it looked really weird, like how it went on my skin and like it didn't like blend in, like you could just see it, you know? So I've always, this is why even now I still really like more so light coverage foundations, because I don't like anything that actually looks cakey on the skin or that looks like makeup. You know, anyway, so that always kind of bothered me. So when I was younger, I really only wore concealer for my dark circles, and then like eyeliner and mascara, and then powder. Kind of just like this actually. Even like now I feel like, ooh, I just love this. Like this alone, like my biggest insecurity is my dark circles, so just covering those up alone, like I don't even care. Like I have all these blemishes right now because I've been picking up my face so they look worse than they are, but anyways, I don't care about that. It's this that bothers me. I could go out with just concealer like this and feel fine, feel confident. I love this. God, that concealer, that CC cream, eye cream is amazing. Anyways, I was gonna say then, it wasn't really until I discovered eyeshadow that I really got into makeup even more so, because eyeshadow is just brings on so much more creativity and is just so fun. You could just do anything with it. And that using eyeshadow was more so maybe like junior, senior year of high school and on is when I kind of got into playing with eyeshadows and things like that. But yeah, so I guess I have always been into makeup for sure. So I am going to go in now for foundation, even though I don't really feel like I need it, with the ColourPop, what is this, No Filter foundation. This is a second chance product in the sense that when I first tried it, I didn't like it. I got it last summer and I ordered it while I was on like a vacation, and I got it, and when I came home and tried it, I just didn't like it. For one, the shade was a little bit too light for me because I had been like, we spent 2 weeks on the coast, and so I was very dark. I tan very easily, so this shade was really too light for me. And also because I had been out in the sun quite often, and then the sunscreen and things like that, my skin was just very dry, and this wasn't playing well with my skin. So but I felt like because of those things, I really wanted to give it a try again. It seems like a foundation that I would really like, so I was like, I want to give it a try again, but haven't, and so finally I am. And I have used this actually a couple times since before filming this video, and I really do like it, and it's actually a pretty good match for me right now. So I'm glad that I gave it another try because I really like it actually. Before I put it on, let me ask another question. Your major was communications in school. Unfortunately, I did not go to college. I wanted to go to college, I did, but I made different choices in my life that kind of led me to not really be able to go to college. But I still would like to go to college eventually. And I actually looked into it not too long ago, but it's probably about 5 years or so ago that I looked into going to school to be an esthetician. That's what I would like to do. I would like to learn more about skincare. That's kind of like something I am, I would say, well, it's hard to say that I'm passionate about it, because I feel like when you're passionate about it, you will learn everything about it and really blah, blah, blah. And I guess I don't like really do that, you know, like I could if I were in school. But it's mostly just because I don't make the time for it. So I guess, I don't know, if you don't make time for something, are you really that passionate about it? Anyways, that being said, it's still a big interest to me. I would love to go to school to really learn truly about skincare and things like that. So that is something I still hope to do eventually one day. But until then, I just kind of learn everything on my own. But this question is actually, or assumption is actually really, really funny, because communications, that's an interesting assumption, because I don't know if I really communicate that well. It's funny because I feel like there are friends of mine who like say that they think I communicate really well and I explain things really well and I have a really good way of talking to people, and I don't know, just explaining things well, and which is like a really big compliment, but I don't feel that I really am. I don't know that I really communicate that well. I do try my very, very best, but oftentimes I over-explain things and I talk too much. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know this. You've experienced this. That's why my videos are all so long, because I do just talk too much and I do over-explain. But I just have this sense of wanting someone to fully understand, you know, my point of view and not get it mixed up. And in this world, I feel like so much can be taken out of context, so much can be misunderstood. And so I really value trying to make people fully understand. And I also value trying to understand other people. I try my best. I don't want to say I don't ever do this, because I'm sure I do, but I try my best not to ever assume what someone's meaning. I try to really understand. I try to understand both sides of a situation. I try to understand my side, their side, someone else's side, how people can see things. So I feel like, I don't know, I try my best to communicate decently, but I don't know if I'm that great at it. So I don't know if that assumption was because they thought I was a great communicator, or maybe because I just talk so much. I'm just going to go back over this foundation with this, because I like it with the brush, but I just feel like it needs a little extra blending. So interestingly enough, even though I really do like this foundation, I like that it's lightweight and doesn't feel too heavy. I feel like it looks really good on my skin, like it looks very, very natural. But that being said, I can see why I didn't like it originally, because I still at the same time don't think it would be great for someone with super dry skin or dry flaky-ish skin. Like if you have noticeably dry patchy skin, I really don't think you will like this, because that was my issue last year, is that it just really clung to like the dry patches and really made them obvious. And I can see now, just looking at up close, it doesn't look bad, but I can see how there's just something about it where you can tell it just would not pair well with someone with really dry, flaky, or, you know, patchy skin or anything like that. But aside from that, it looks really beautiful and natural on me. So right now, while my skin's doing well, I like it. And under my eyes are actually still looking really, really good. Oh my gosh, just using this makes me think like I really need to buy it again when it runs out. I just took the last little bit that was still on the tip of this, because I don't want it to go to waste. And I'm just gonna continue to just use the rest of it right here, just add a little bit more brightness. I don't think it needs it, but I also, like I said, I don't want that to go to waste. So the next assumption I have says, you are just as nice in person as you are on social media. That's such a sweet assumption. And I would like to think that I present myself, you know, very much so the same online as I am in real life. I've never tried to be a fake person, which if you were, would you really admit that? I don't know, but here's one thing about me. I'm not a good liar. I've never been good at lying. I can't, even on camera. Like I can't. I'm not good at being a liar, and I'm not good at faking anything. Like my husband. This is gonna be a side story. My husband, he's really good at making up stories and telling them in a way that you would believe him. And just silly things, because my husband's just really goofy like that. Like he will say something happened and just to be funny, you know, just to mess with people. And he says it in a way that's so believable. Or if you say like, oh, do you know what this means? Or do you know what this is? And he'll like on the spot like this, he'll just give it an answer. And oftentimes, to be funny, he's just making it up off the top of his head. And I just think, how do you do that so quickly? But he'll give you an answer and you believe it, and then he'll start laughing because he's joking, clearly. And anyways, point being is he'll often like sometimes tell stories to people and bring me into them and want me to go along with them, and oftentimes he gets kind of upset with me. Nothing major or whatever, he just gets upset that I ruin his story. But he brings me into them and I can't go along with them. I just cannot. So I'm like, don't bring me into your little fairy tales, because I can't do it. I can't keep a straight face. I can't think of things off the top of my head to like go with it. Oftentimes if I try my best to not like mess up a story, I'm like, oh yeah, that happened, you know, or whatever. And he just like, that being said, my point in that is that I'm just not, I don't think I could portray myself as something that I'm not. I do feel like I try my best to be a very nice person, kind to everybody, and I really generally like to think the best of a lot of people, and just be really considerate. But that being said, that doesn't mean that I'm always a nice person. I definitely do have a mean side, a very judgmental side, a side that gets angry, and a side that also gets very, very sad. And so, you know, I think we all want to present ourselves in front of people in a way that is acceptable and pleasing, and you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm going to come on here and be a total jerk or anything like that, but that doesn't mean that I can't ever be a jerk. There's, you know, there's times where I'm not the best person that I could be, and I do know that, and I realize that. I feel like I'm the type of person who I am constantly trying to work on myself. If I notice there's something about me that is not great or that I can improve to be a better person, I genuinely try to work on that and be a better person. So anyways, I've rabbit trailed so much, I don't know if I really answered. You're just as nice in person as you are on social media. So yeah, I think I answered that question. I feel like I am genuinely a nice person, but I can definitely be, you know, feisty, sarcastic, and you know, not always the sweetest thing. But anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and set under my eyes real quick. So I have this here. I put this in the empty Cover Effects powder container that I had, but really what it is the e.l.f. under eye setting powder mixed with a little bit of Ben Nye banana powder. This used to be a favorite go-to under eye setting powder mix that I used to always use, and so I want to try it out again. I had recently purchased that e.l.f. setting powder to do it, because I've had the Ben Nye banana powder still forever. I will say I don't love this as much as I used to, for the main reason that e.l.f. powder has changed. It's not the same. I had ordered what I thought was the same thing, and then they sent me something different, and I think it's just because maybe they redid that. I assume it's supposed to be kind of the same, but it's actually not named the same thing. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's different. It's still supposed to be for the under eyes, but it's not the same as what it used to be. It used to be a lot more pinky in tone and have a more noticeable like light reflecting pigments, and that's what I really liked about it, because it gave a brightening effect to the under the eyes, and now it's just a lot more dull, and so it really doesn't give me the effect that I like, that I used to like, that I remember liking for under my eyes, but it works okay. All right, and as you can see, I just kind of press that in there. When I'm doing my foundation or concealer and setting that, I like really just set it in there. Sometimes I'll go a little bit more and then blend it around the rest of my face, but lately I've just been really liking to just press it on in. And then for the rest of my face, I'm just going to go in with that Maybelline, this is their Shine Free Loose Powder in the shade Medium, and I have used this a couple times since putting it in my makeup basket here. I don't know if I love it. I think this might be something I declutter, just because like it's okay, but it's just, and it's not like super thick, but it's thicker than I would prefer. It's not as like finely milled and just, I don't know, it's just a little bit, it adds a little bit too much coverage for my preference. So I don't know, I don't want to, I just feel like it's not bad, but I don't want to keep using it is the thing. So my next assumption is that I have siblings, and I do. I actually have 7 siblings technically. I have 3 sisters who I grew up with that were, you know, my siblings with both my mom and my dad. And then I have step siblings. They were my mom's husband's kids. So it's a boy and a girl, brother and sister. And then my dad with his new wife has kids too, a boy and a girl. So I also have a half brother and a half sister. And it's interesting because my half brother, my dad's son, is a year older than my daughter, Kaya, and she's a sophomore, he's a junior, and they actually have a few, 1 or 2 classes together in high school, which for them is like really weird. But I think it's really cool. And it's just funny because I'm like, do you ever go up and say hi to him? And he's your uncle, you know that? And she's like, I know. I'm like, do you call him uncle? She's like, no, mom. So funny. But siblings is actually kind of a sensitive topic for me because my sisters and I used to be so very, very close, like literally best friends. The last couple of years, well, back at the end of 2016, like something kind of happened. And we have kind of had a little bit of a falling out, and so for a long time, a couple of years actually, they didn't talk to me. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to get emotional, but it was a hard time. Since then, they have kind of come around. So one of my sisters I talk to quite a bit more often. The other ones, not so much. And so it is a little bit of a sensitive subject, but we used to be so very close. And yeah, I think in the video I did of my haul in action where I talked about meeting the girls of Indigo Cosmetics and how they're sisters and how I just love the bond they have and things like that, and I got a little bit emotional talking about it, and I know that I wasn't expecting to get emotional, but looking back I know that the reason why is because of, you know, the situation with my sisters. So it just made me, I just find joy in them and their sisterhood and the love they have and the bond they have. And so, I don't know, it just kind of made me a little bit sad. Not sad, but I got sad for myself. Anyways, all right, now to set that down, I was going to use this, but it just drenches me too much. Yeah, so whatever. I'm just going to use the Gerard Cosmetics Slail Day Setting Spray, and then like spray that, and then I've been liking to really fully let that set for a good bit, like 5 minutes or so, before I go in with my bronzer and everything like that. I just feel like it really sets my base so that like everything else goes on well. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyways, that's what I've been doing, so I'm going to do that real quick. The next assumption is that you have a dog or 2. And no, I do not have a dog. I feel bad because my husband keeps saying he wants a dog, and my oldest son really wants a dog, and I'm the meanie who says no. It's not that I don't like pets. I used to have a dog growing up, so I kind of feel bad because I know that a dog is like a good pet and they're awesome. But the thing is, we are a very busy family. I have 3 kids, and so we do sports and we're gone a lot, and we're very busy. We're not always home, and then I am the only person who is home most of the times by myself while my kids are in school and my husband's working. And so I just know that if we got a dog, I would be the one taking care of it, and I don't want to take care of a pet. I don't want to take care of an animal. I don't want to have to take them walks. I don't want to have to clean up poop. I don't want to have to deal with like a puppy chewing things and like training. You know, that would really fall on me, and I really appreciate the fact that my kids are all grown and pretty much self-sufficient so that I don't have to take care of a baby something that needs a lot of attention. And so I'm the meanie who says no. We do have a cat, but it's not really our cat. You guys have seen him on my channel a few times. He's not our cat, so if anybody's ever been curious, I don't know if I ever shared this, but he doesn't have a name. We call him Knock, N-O-C, for not our cat, because he was a stray that kind of found us, and we kind of took him in because he was like skin and bones, and we've been taking care of him, but my husband was like, he's not our cat. You could help take care of him, but he's a stray. He's not our cat. We don't name him. But he's kind of grown on us. I let him come inside. I take care of him. And because we found him when he was still very, very young, you know, he really has grown attached to us, and then me especially, because I am the one that kind of like takes care of him. And I know what you're thinking. You don't want to take care of a dog, but you take care of a cat. But the thing is, cats are also self-sufficient. They kind of just do as they're pleased. They don't need a ton of attention. I don't have to clean up its poop. It's a very, very smart cat and meows to come in and eat and will relax sometimes and come in here with me and spend time with me. But he's not super needy. And then when he has to poop or pee or whatever, he goes to the door, meows at the door, and I let him out, and that's it. It's super low key, so I don't mind that. But anyways, next question is that you are a homebody, and I absolutely am a homebody. I've always been much more of a shy person, not necessarily a people person, and I'm someone who more is a watcher of people. I'm not very good at like just going up and starting conversations with people. My husband is a lot more outgoing. He will go up and talk to people and start conversations and have conversations with people, and I always look at him in wonder and just in awe and wonder, and basically like, how do you talk to people? Like, how do you just know what to say? Like, how do you just carry on a conversation? Which is like I feel like just a normal thing. It's not something that should be so questioned, but to me it's fascinating because I feel like if I were to talk to somebody, even somebody I want to talk to, I feel like I wouldn't know what to say. I clam up, and I'm not good at it. And so I feel like, I don't know, it's just more of my comfort zone to be home and to be alone. Actually, I'm very much more so an introvert. That doesn't mean I don't like being around people or I don't like going to events or doing things. I do enjoy that, but it's also very, very draining and exhausting for me. And so I do enjoy being alone. Like, for me to be able to recharge, I need to be alone. I need to have my space, and I enjoy being home. Mostly, but I do like being out and about too, so it's not like I'm fully a homebody and cannot leave the house, but that is definitely more so comfortable to me. So anyways, the next one is, oh, it just says best mama ever with a little winky kissy face, so thank you so much. Being a mom is a struggle for me. Do I feel like I'm the best mom ever? No, I feel like I fail so often with my kids, and if I talk too much about it, it will make me cry, so I'm not going to, but it's something that I worry about often. Am I doing a good job of being a mom? I don't know. I feel like I want to say that I am, but oh gosh, it's so hard to be a parent. Okay, I'm not going to talk anymore because, like I said, it'll get me emotional. It's crazy how emotional I get so quickly. It's insane. Okay, so for bronzer, now that everything's dry, I'm going to be using the Bahama Mama bronzer from the Balm. I remember this used to be my favorite bronzer contour thing, but I haven't used it in years, so I don't know what I think about it, so this should be very, very interesting. I'm kind of nervous because I do have places to go, like I said, after this, so I'm kind of like, I hope it doesn't look bad. I'm actually a little bit worried, but it is what it is. Okay, so funny enough, the next assumption is actually you're a very shy person, and I did already answer that. So yeah, I actually am very, very, very shy, sometimes painfully shy, awkwardly shy. It's funny because sometimes I'll talk to people in person, like I mentioned when I met Teresa's dad, I was worried I'd be awkward, and she's like, no, you're not awkward at all. And it's weird how like I just feel like I'm being awkward, and somehow I'm not really as awkward as I think. But it's just like inside I'm like, what do I say? What do I do? I feel stupid. Like I overthink things so bad. I am very, very, very shy. Very shy. The next one is, I assume that you are a beautiful soul who always has your friends back. Oh, I'm like already kind of emotional, so that just, okay, thank you. I didn't save like who said these things to me, so I don't know who said these things. That is really, really sweet. Thank you for saying that. That clearly I'm emotional. Okay, I'm also kind of nervous with this. Oh, okay, that's not bad. Oh, I was afraid it was gonna be like way orange or like too pigmented. That's not bad. Okay, well first, thank you that I'm a beautiful soul. I mean, I can't answer that. I don't know. I would like to assume that I'm like, you know, a good person, to have a beautiful soul. But as far as having my friends back, yes. But here's the thing, is like, I actually don't have a lot of friends. I do have a select few. Two specifically, like in real life, that I could think of that I would actually call friends, you know, that I talk to often and hang out with. Put a little bit too much up there. really out of the two, only one of them that I talk to pretty much every day and see like at least once or twice a week. And then the other one I just talk to here and there, but it's like one of those friendships where you can like go a while without talking and you're still good. I have had other friends where like if you don't talk every day, or if I don't message them every day, or if I don't whatever, then they like get upset and like think something's wrong, or like we're not friends, and it's like it's weird like that. And I actually am not the type of person who could handle that kind of friendship. Not that that makes someone a bad person, it's just for me, that's just too much pressure. Like I am married, so my husband and we have kids, so they come first. I cannot put a friend before my husband or kids, and I've had friends who kind of expected me to do that, and that is really, really hard for me. Like, not that I don't care about them or don't love them, I do, but I'm not going to put them first before my kids or my husband. And you know, I'm a busy person. Like I said, we do sports and things. I do, you know, I work for 2 different companies from home, and like I just I'm very busy, so if I don't put I can't put a friend first, and so if people have gotten upset with me about not being able to do that, and so I have lost friends that way. But I will say that I am the type of person who always has my friends back, but I'm also the friend who I'm not afraid to step up and say something to you if I think you're doing something that I wouldn't say like wrong, but like I have also had friendships that have ended because I've kind of tried to do what I assume would be a good friend to do, is like speak up when I thought she was going to do something that was not in her best interest, and that I know she didn't want to do, but she kept kind of falling into this little trap. And for the most part, I'd always been there to support her and be there for her when this situation came up, and you know, help her through it, and and just like, I'm here for you. But then when it came up again after so long that she had been doing so good, and I finally said, you know what, I love you so much, I want to support you and have your back. I know you're a big girl and you can make your own decisions, but I just have to say, I don't think you should do this. I really don't think it would be in your best interest. I know that it's not what you really, really want, but you know, it's like a weakness thing. And that did not go well. And that friendship ended. And there were a few other things that kind of made it end, but that was part of it too. And I feel like I do have my friends back, but also in the sense that for their best interest. I'm not the type of friend who's just gonna let a friend do whatever they want, even if it's dangerous or wrong or bad for them, just because they're my friend. I think a good friend is someone who will speak up and encourage them to do better, be better, do what's best for themselves, and not just sit back and let them do something that's going to destroy their lives or hurt themselves or anything like that, you know. And I feel like in that sense, I have their backs that way too, but not everybody appreciates that kind of thing. And so I guess, I don't know if that's just like, you know, everybody thinks of what a good friend is differently, I guess. So I don't know if that makes me a bad friend or a good friend that maybe someone didn't appreciate. I don't know. But all that to say is like I don't do well with friends, I guess, in a way. I don't know. So I don't have very many friends because there's not many women that I think are like me, in the sense that you don't have to talk every day to be able to still be friends, or that you can disagree and still be friends, or that I don't know. So, and then also like growing up when I was in high school, I didn't really have many friends either. I was very much so a loner. I just felt like girls in general, I just didn't get along with them because the things they cared about, the things that were like a big deal to them, were just not to me. I've never been like major girly girl, surprisingly, even though this is like, I do makeup for like my channel and things like that, and I may come across as very girly, but I've never been like a girly girl. I was much more the type of girl who hung out with guys. Like my best friend was actually my husband in high school. He was my best friend, and guys are just so much more chill and relaxed and like not about all the drama. And so anyways, I totally just rabbit trailed. I don't even know if I really answered the question, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. You want to get into coloring books, but you don't have the time. Maybe not so much coloring books, but I do wish that I had more time to do things like artistically. I do like to color. I do find it very relaxing, but more than coloring, I love to draw and I love to paint. But I don't often have very much time for it. I actually have 2 paintings on my wall. I'll maybe insert some footage so you guys can see that. And then I have a couple other paintings that I did recently. I love painting so much, but I really don't have a ton of time for it. But when I do, I so enjoy it. Let me get those paintings I just want to show you real quick. So here's one of them that I recently did. I don't know if you can see very well. This is actually like, I saw a picture of this or painting of this at like Ross when I was shopping, and I was like, ooh, that's really cool. And I really wanted it, but I didn't want to buy it. I actually was like, wanted to paint it myself, so I took a picture of it and painted it. So it's not like my original idea, but I thought it was cute and wanted to paint it, so I did that recently. And then here's two other ones that are kind of weird and random maybe, but my son requested me to paint these. He's really into Pokemon, and I think these are maybe Eevee or evolutions of Eevee. I think. I'm probably totally wrong. Maybe another Pokemon character, but these are two that I painted recently. He saw these online, and there's a bunch of different versions of the different evolutions of whatever Pokemon this is, and he's been wanting me to paint all of them. So these aren't my original idea either. I just looked at them and then painted something similar to it. So yeah, I really enjoy anything artsy, crafty. I used to make headbands. I used to make jewelry. I used to draw a lot. I love that stuff actually. So anyways, but I do wish I had more time for it. Okay, so next question is, you're short. I'm 5'4" or 5'3", maybe 5'3", 5'4". So I think I am kind of short. All my kids, except for my youngest son, are taller. So my two oldest are tall as me or taller than me. My son just recently surpassed me, and my daughter I think is about the same height as me, or maybe just a little bit taller. So yeah, I feel like I am super short, but I don't know if that's like really that short or not. I don't know. So for blush, okay, really quickly I just have to say, oh my god, I love this. I guess I was worried it was gonna be super orange, but it really isn't that bad, so it's no wonder that was a favorite for so long. So for blush, I'm actually gonna be using the NARS Orgasm blush. This is something I didn't even know I had until I decluttered my drawers and went through it and found this, and I was like, oh, that is interesting, I'm gonna give it a try. And it actually is really, really pretty. I have been using this. This is the only blush I put in my monthly makeup basket for this month. And so it's the one I've been using, and I really do like it. It's a light kind of peachy pink, but leans definitely more pink with a little bit of gold shimmer to it, so you can see it kind of highlights the cheek a little bit. So I really like it. There is like a lot of fuss and hype over the Orgasm blush from NARS, but I don't really get that, because it's not like, I mean, it's just a blush, but it is a beautiful blush. All right, I'm gonna just kind of go over a few different spots on my face again with some powder. And then just kind of blend. I like to do this because I feel like it kind of helps soften everything up. I've mentioned this before on my channel like a long time ago when I used to do my face quite often on camera. But this is a step I have not really showed in so long, but I do like doing this because I feel like it helps kind of soften up the face. Make sure there's no harsh lines anywhere, and just, you know, just like when you do extra blending on the eyes, it's the same kind of thing. But this next thing is, you're a strict parent. Yeah, I would say we're pretty strict. I mean, I don't think we're like crazy strict at all. I've seen definitely people who are more strict than my husband and I. But I guess in comparison to a lot of other parents as well, I think we are pretty strict. There's a lot of things that other parents do that I think like, oh gosh, I would never let my kids do that. But more so in a safety aspect, because we just are, I just want to protect our kids. We want what's best for them, and we're not their friends. I'm not my kids' friends. I love them. We have good relationships. They can talk to me about anything, and I'm not going to be judgmental or super harsh, like, don't do that, you shouldn't have these feelings. Like, we're very open with our kids. I feel like we're strict, but we're also lenient in a lot of ways. Our kids are very, I think they're spoiled. They probably don't think they're spoiled, because I feel like in comparison to a lot of their friends, maybe they're not, but they're very blessed children, and we have a really good relationship. So strict or not, they're pretty understanding to the type of parents that we are. So anyways, I don't know if that really answers the question or not. I'm gonna spray my face again one more time, let it set, and then we'll answer some more questions. Next assumption is that I have kids, and so clearly, since I've been answering all these questions, you guys know that I do have kids. But it's funny because even though I talk about my kids here and there every so often, like on my channel, and I've even had my daughter on my channel, people are still always really surprised that that I have kids. People always think I'm a lot younger than I am, and especially when I have my daughter on my channel, people are always shocked that she's my daughter. They're like, your daughter? I thought that was your sister. But yeah, my daughter's 16, and so I do, like I said, have 3 kids. I have a daughter, her name is Kaya, she's 16. I have 2 boys as well. My oldest son is Bruce, and he is 13, literally just turned 13 at the end of April. And then my youngest is Xander, and he is 10, and he just turned 10 in March. So yeah, I'm a mom of 3 kids. I did start very young. Yeah. Next assumption, that you don't like falsies. I do like falsies, actually. I really, really do. I don't wear them all the time, but I do like them. Mascara is definitely very much easier, a little bit less of a pain in the butt, but falsies are really fun and pretty and have just this way of like amping up a look. And I know a lot of people like kind of like, you don't need falsies to make a look complete, and I totally agree. You definitely don't, but it just definitely adds a touch more glamour to a look, and I like that aspect. But I also love my natural lashes as well. So next assumption is that you love Urban Decay. I bet it seems like that because I feel like the majority of products that I use on my channel are Urban Decay, and that is because I receive the most PR from them, and because so much of their products are like highly searched and like viewed. When they come out with collections, people are gonna, you know, search for videos and watch those videos. So I do put an importance on, you know, using those products and using that PR in my videos when I get it, because it helps my channel. But also, I wouldn't say that they're my favorite brand or anything, even though, again, like I said, it seems like that. But I do love a lot of their products, and they do have a very, very special place in my heart because they were the very first high-end brand to ever notice me and reach out to me. And so they put me on their PR list when I was still very much so a very small channel here, and it surprised me that they even found me. I have no idea how they found me, how they discovered me. I don't know, because before that I never even really used their products. I couldn't afford their brand, to be completely honest. And so I don't know how it happened, but they emailed me and asked if I would be interested in joining their PR list, and so yeah, that's my story. So they have a special place. But anyways, for highlight, I'm using the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in the shade Conceited. Oh my gosh. This almost got decluttered as well, because I don't reach for like loose powder products that often, like blushes, highlights, and whatever. But when I swatched it in that video, I was like, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep this and try to see if I actually use it, and if I don't use it, I'll declutter it. But if I do, I will go ahead and keep it. So I wanted to put it in my makeup basket this month to see what I think, and oh my Lanta, you guys, it's stunning. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that on. I probably need to get off quite a bit because it's like pretty impactful. So the next assumption is you're secretly a rich person who does social media and makeup just for fun. Love you. Aw. Love you too. Thank you so much for that assumption. That's really cool of an assumption. I don't know if it seems a little bit weird to me that someone would assume that maybe I was rich, because I don't think I come across as someone who has a lot of money, or maybe it's because of all the PR I get. I don't know. But no, I am not rich whatsoever. In fact, like with 3 kids, like oof, it's tough. It would be nice to be rich. Part of me wants to say that, yeah, I wish I were rich, but I don't necessarily wish for the money necessarily. I just do wish that the part about me just doing this for fun were more true. Which, yes, I do it for fun, to be honest. It's not like I only do this for money, because I don't really make money doing this. But we're gonna get maybe a little bit kind of deep right here. Let me just finish my highlight real quick. All right, so the reason why that I say that I wish that I was rich and could just do this for fun is more so that I just wish that I could continue just doing this just for fun, because really what I do, doing YouTube, is fun to me. Being able to be home and do Instagram and YouTube and social media and do this is I love it. I love doing this. It is a part of a passion of mine. It is something I very much so enjoy. But the reality of it recently for me is that I don't know if I will be able to continue doing it for fun. And this is something that I've been meaning to make a video about, and I've actually tried a couple times, but then every time I do, I just start crying, and I'm gonna try not to cry right now. And just rambling and not really making any kind of sense, and so I've scrapped those videos every single time. And also it's really hard for me to, like, how do I upload a video like that and say, like, I'm quitting YouTube or whatever, which I might put that in my thumbnail, so I'm sorry if it seems clickbait-ish. I kind of really do want to grab some attention, but the reality is that I might have to quit YouTube. And I don't want to. That's why it makes me sad. That's why I cry, and I'm going to try not to cry. But we've kind of come to a place where it would be beneficial, and up until now we haven't really needed me, because the two jobs that I kind of work for, the two brands that I work for now, has been good enough for me to help supplement our income and help with our income and things like that. But I have gone part-time on one of them, and so that has impacted us a little bit. And it would be better, like, for me to get a job outside of the home. And so that's something my husband and I have been talking about for a while, and right now it's not necessarily needed that I do that, but it would be a lot more helpful for us. And we wouldn't, I don't want to say struggle, because it's not like we're struggling with money, but there are times where it gets a little bit tight, and we always get by, and we're not people who are all about money, so it's not like we need more money or whatever, but it would be a lot more helpful. So that has gotten me to a place where I might have to eventually quit YouTube and work a real job. Unless I can manage to also get a job and still do this, but I don't know if I can. And that sucks. It really does. I don't want to quit because I love doing this. It is an escape for me. It is something I enjoy so much. But it also, I sometimes feel very selfish because I choose to keep doing this, and I haven't made a major effort to go look for a job. I have a little bit here and there, but I just selfishly would like to just be able to stay home and just do my own thing. And so it's been hard for me. Also, it is a little bit hard because I feel like I don't really qualify for a lot of jobs. Like I mentioned earlier, I didn't go to college, and I did work before I was married, but since once I got married, I didn't necessarily need to work because my husband, provided everything. But as we grew as a family, we had more kids and things like that, it's a lot more expensive, and living in California is very expensive, to be honest. And so anyways, it's been 15 years since I've worked. So I feel very unqualified for a lot of things. So that's also a really big insecurity for me, is like, what kind of job can I even get? I don't even know. Anyways, point being is that I have been looking for a job, and there might be a time where if I do get another job, I might have to quit YouTube or at least slow down for a little bit. So that is a reality for me. But anyways, I'm not gonna ramble on about that subject because I don't want to cry and I have places to go. So all right, that's pretty much it for everything in my makeup basket. And surprisingly, I don't think I'm gonna declutter anything, well, except for that Maybelline powder. So everything actually ended up being kind of a win for me. But I do have more assumptions to answer, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do like my brows and a little bit, like, I'm not really gonna do up my eyes, but I wanna put a little bit of this bronzer around my eyes just to add some depth. And then I'll keep answering the questions. So the next one is that I would love to create my own line of makeup. And so funny enough, this is actually not something that I am very, really interested in doing at all. Maybe down the line I would be, but I don't know. I just feel like there's so much pressure when it comes to making your own makeup line that I'm not really interested in delving into that drama. And then as well, I feel like there's just so much that's already available, so much that's already out there, that I kind of am like, what is something new that I could even bring to the table? I have no idea. I feel like I'm actually not a very creative person. I would like to assume that I'm creative. A lot of people think I'm creative, but I don't think I'm that creative in that I could come up with new brilliant ideas. I'm just not that person. I wish I were, but I'm not. So I have no idea what I would even develop. And would people even be interested in buying what I would develop? Like, I have no idea. It's not like I'm Jaclyn Hill or, you know, someone who's really up there who can actually sell a line of makeup. Maybe that, you know, I can understand if maybe the assumption was that like when I got to that level, that would be my desire. And maybe it would be then, but as of right now, I actually do not have a desire for that. The next assumption is you're very picky when it comes to choosing your makeup and what brands you use. I don't think I'm like that picky. I guess maybe I kind of am because there are some brands that I won't use. But I'm also not opposed to giving more brands a shot. But I do feel like there are, you know, I can be picky about what I like. But I don't know. You guys can, based on how I am on here and the things you know about me, do you think I'm picky? Maybe I am. I don't know. You're religious with your skincare. I would say that, yeah, that's a pretty accurate assumption. Granted, there are some evenings where I'm just way too lazy to really do my full skincare routine and I just take a makeup wipe and wipe off my makeup. But for the most part, that's very, very rare. I like to go through my full skincare routine. And I actually recently shared on Instagram stories when I was doing my nighttime skincare routine, and I shared how I take off my makeup, glitter makeup and stuff like that, and showed it on Instagram stories because I was like, ooh, it's just so satisfying to see what it looks like. And I got a few like messages, DMs from that, talking about, you know, what I use and da-da-da-da. And I was talking about how like my nighttime skincare routine takes me about 30 minutes. And this gal that I was talking to was like, oh my gosh, I've never done that. Usually it takes me like 5 minutes or less. And I'm like, oh my God, I just couldn't imagine like going so quickly through my, you know, skincare routine. And I just really enjoy it. Like, it's very relaxing at the end of the day to just take that time to take off my makeup and then do my skincare routine. And it's just very, very relaxing to me. So, yeah, I would say I'm pretty religious about my makeup, my skincare routine. The next one is, and these actually all come from one person, Jolene. She did amazing. It says, you can't sit still for any long period of time. You have to stay busy or you get restless and bored. That is partially true. I feel like there are times where I can just sit and be still and I just enjoy that, like, you know, just relaxing, you know, in bed or whatever, or on the couch. But in actuality, I'm not necessarily always relaxing. Like, I can't just sit and do nothing, essentially. Like, I always have to somewhat be doing something. So like, I'm like on my phone, or I'm like checking emails, or like, I don't know. Yeah, my mind, I have a hard time with my mind being still, I guess we can say. And then also I do feel like I have a hard time like just sitting down doing nothing if I know there's other things that need to be done. Like, I can't just sit and watch TV, which I don't really watch TV that often because I don't watch TV very often. I do watch Game of Thrones, so like we do watch that or whatever. But anyways, I have a hard time just sitting and watching TV. Like, if I know laundry needs to be done and folded, or if I know that the dishes need to be done, or if I know that, I don't know, I do kind of have a hard time doing nothing if I know there are things that need to be done. So but it's not that I can't there's not times where I do just sit and relax and do nothing, but it is kind of a little bit tough for me. The next one is, you're into all the latest trends and fashion styles. No, not really. I am into, like, I feel like I am into, I've said this before in my outfit videos, like my clothing try on videos, that I like fashion, but I do quote unquote fashion because it's not that I'm into true fashion. Like, I don't watch runway shows, I don't watch fashion shows or anything like that. I don't really know about like name brands. I don't really care about that stuff. Like, I don't care about what's necessarily the latest trend. I couldn't tell you like what's, you know, those things. Like, I don't know about that stuff and I don't really care about that stuff. But what I like is clothes, and I like styling clothes, and I like shopping for clothes, and I like just styling clothes, I guess, is more so what I'm interested in. And I think that's just because my body shape, you know, I'm kind of insecure about my body. Well, I say kind of. I'm pretty insecure about my body shape. I am overweight, but I'm not quite plus size, but I'm also not skinny. I'm not small. I'm just right in between. And so my body shape, I think, is very, I don't even know what the word I'm thinking of. I just feel like when I watch, because I like to watch fashion YouTubers, and oftentimes a lot of the fashion YouTubers I watch are either very, very, very fit or much so plus size. And so looking at the clothes they wear and the way they style them is like, it's really interesting and inspiring to see how they style them, but also I'm kind of like, well, where do I fit? How would these look on me? Because they're not going to look like they do with the fit girl, but they're not going to look the same as the girl who's plus size than I am. I'm just right in between. So I like to find things that work for my body and make my body look the best it can. And so I enjoy that. So anyways, I'm kind of into it in that aspect, but not about like true fashion. So I'm kind of like a fake fashionista. And then your OCD about how you keep your house and how you present yourself to others. Everything has to be in its place neatly. Yes and no. I wouldn't say I'm a very sloppy person. I like to have things organized and in place, but the reality is that doesn't always happen because I do have 3 kids. And they make keeping a home very clean and organized hard. And I know there are some parents and people who raise their children much so better than we in that they keep things tidy. And so I feel like we've kind of failed in that aspect. Not that our kids are super messy, but you know, I have 2 boys. They're pretty messy. And even my daughter's kind of messy, you know. And I'm tired, so I'm not always wanting to clean up and make things just perfect. And we do make our kids clean up after themselves and stuff. It's not like I'm doing everything for everybody. But, you know, also because we are busy too, so things kind of sometimes can get messy, you know, for a bit before we clean up. I would like for things to stay organized and stay in their place and for things to stay clean, but it's just not a reality. And even in my own office, my office is often very much so a mess because sometimes I will film and have things out and I don't put it away right away because then I'm off out the door or I'm doing something else, you know, or I'm just tired. And so I'm not the best at it myself, which is probably why our kids aren't the best at it, because we are not the best examples of that. So, and then as far as how I present myself to others, I feel like I just like to present myself very respectfully to others. You know, like, for example, I don't know if this even goes with this question or whatever, but I don't cuss on my channel because for me, I like to keep my channel family friendly, meaning that I want anybody to be able to watch my channel and not feel like they have to turn the sound down or put headphones in, you know, because I know there may be some moms who watch my channel and want to be able to watch it in front of their kids and don't want their kids to hear cussing. I know not every parent is like that, but there are some who, you know, maybe don't want to hear cussing. And so I like to respect that. And also my daughter watches my channel and a lot of her friends watch my channel. And so they're teenagers, they probably do cuss, but still I would like to not cuss on my channel for that sake, because I know that there are younger kids and teenagers who watch my channel and I would like to be appropriate for them. And that's no judgment to anybody who does cuss, and it's not like I'm saying that people who cuss are inappropriate. I'm just saying I like to genuinely keep my space very respectful, very family friendly, very clean. And so I don't cuss. But that being said, does that mean I never cuss? No. I do on occasion cuss, and I'm not super against it, but I also don't love it. It's not a language that I love to use, but I do use it on occasion and around certain people. But then there's also other people who I probably wouldn't cuss out in front of, and I don't think that's me being a two-faced or double whatever. It's just about being respectful. Like, I wouldn't go into church and start cussing. But that's not to say that like I'm trying to hide that I cuss. It's just that it's just a respect thing, in my opinion. It's just being respectful around, you know, different people and certain things in certain situations. Like, you don't just go and say and do certain things in certain situations, and it's more about being respectful than trying to hide who you are or present yourself a certain way. Like, I have to present myself a certain way or whatever. It's just, like I said, I'm beating a dead horse now. It's just about respect. Let's move on. You prefer bold, bright colors over soft pastels because you like to be noticed and stand out from the crowd. Aw, that's kind of an interesting question. I don't know if it's because she really thinks that I do feel like I need to stand out in front of a crowd. I'm not the type of person who necessarily wants all the attention, although it's funny because I am a Leo. I'm not big into astrology. I don't really know a lot about it, but I do find it a little bit interesting. And I don't even know much about any other sign, but I know a little bit about Leos, and most Leos are the type that like the attention and da-da-da-da. And so it's funny that I may come across that way, or that's an assumption about me. But I don't really like a lot of attention on me. Believe it or not, even though I do YouTube, you would think maybe I'm someone who likes a lot of attention, but I actually don't. I get, like I said, because I am shy, I don't like a lot of attention on me. So that part of it, no, not so much. But as far as like I like to wear bold colors, I do. I like bright colors. I like I like bright, fun colors, and I'm not necessarily afraid of color. Or afraid of standing out. Like if I do happen to stand out in a crowd, I'm not against it, but I don't purposely do it for attention. I'm not afraid to stand out, I guess I should say, but I don't do it purposely for the attention. But also, and into the other part of it, I prefer bright colors over soft pastels. That would kind of be true just because I actually don't think pastel colors look that good on me. So that's more than anything, like pastels are pretty, but I just don't think pastel colors look good on me. I don't know if it's my skin tone or more because I'm warm, toned, or because I'm darker. It's just pastels are just too soft for my preference, so hopefully that answers that. Okay, and the last one's actually a really good one. It says you're shy around others until you get to know them, then you come out of your shell. You like to read others first and figure them out before deciding to invest your energy into them. This is literally spot on for me. I am very much so a shy person, like I already mentioned. And I definitely do, like, I think I already said this early on, but I like to watch people. I'm a people watcher. I do like to just listen. I'm not someone who goes into a group and instantly starts talking and sharing my story and talking about myself. I will be in a group usually and everybody else will be talking and I just sit and listen. Unless someone directly asks me something or directly talks to me, but I don't often insert myself into something. Even if I'm in the conversation, I don't often insert my opinions or thoughts or what I have to say. I usually like to listen. I like to see what other people think and what they have to say and learn about other people because people are fascinating. And also I feel like I'm boring, and I feel like I don't often feel like I always have something important to add, or whatever I add would even be beneficial to a conversation. So I do just like listening. So yeah, I like to read others and figure them out before deciding to invest my energy. That is also true, like, because yeah, it is an investment. That's a good statement, that people are an investment. And like I said, I'm much more of a loner, and it does drain me to be around a lot of people, and I have to recharge and be by myself. So the people I choose to be around, it is an investment. Do I want to be exhausted? Because some people, it's sad to say, but some people are very exhausting. Some people are draining. Even people that I love and like, it can be very exhausting. Even my husband sometimes, he is so out there and so just such a character that even sometimes he is exhausting to me. It's funny. Oh, I finally had to take my hair down. Anyways, it's funny because I love him so much. So it's not like a knock at him, but I've told him before, I'm like, honey, like, and he's such a morning person, for example. He's like loud in the morning, he's like sings in the morning, and he's all like bubbly and like trying to, get me to be excited with him, and I'm just like, shut up. So, not always the most pleasant person. I am not. But because I'm just like, I just woke up, let me have a sip of coffee, like, give me some time. Some people can be very exhausting, so people do take a lot of energy, and I do admit I am a little bit selective of that. And then the other part is that you're shy around others until you get to know them, then you come out of your shell. That is exactly true. Like I said, been saying, I am very, 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 very shy, but around people that I have gotten really close to and that I really know well and that I'm very comfortable around, I can totally be actually very similar to my husband, in that I'm loud, and that I laugh, and that I am really outgoing. I can be outgoing, but it really is only around select people. So that is very, very, very true of me. So anyways, that is it. That's all of my assumptions. I can't believe I've been filming for over an hour. So hopefully this video isn't too long. Hopefully I can be able to trim it down, but I only have about 15 more minutes until I have to leave. I've still got to get dressed. So we're going to go ahead and end this video. I really hope you guys found it interesting and entertaining, to say the least, and learning a little bit about me and seeing some of the products from my makeup basket in action this month. But with all that being said, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah!